Welcome back to Sunday Spoils, which I think I'll keep the name. I kind of like it. Pretty much, we're going to be spoiling the movie I just saw on Thursday, which was Ant-Man and the Wasp. Just talking about, like I said, I try to not spoil things in the initial review just to give people at least a weekend to see it. I figure Sunday's a good day to, start throwing it out there. Just pretty much what happens in the movie. And so the big thing in this movie is, well, the whole quantum realm is the big thing that it focuses around compared to the first one where it was focused around the pin particles. This one focuses around the quantum realm, which is, when you keep shrinking down to submolecular. Man, I can't talk right now. You shrink down really, really small. Pretty much what um, what Stephen Lang does in the first one, and what happened to Hank Pym's wife. Was it Janet? Yeah, Janet, right? Yeah. uh, to stop that missile from hitting the U.S. back in the day, and she was pretty much lost to the quantum realm, and now they get a message from her. Scott Lang's trying to finish off his probation that he got from the whole Civil War incident, and he's on house arrest, so he's on his last couple of days. So the whole movie just revolves around like a 3-day span of him kind of jumping back and forth, being Ant-Man and also being back at home. So when the cops or the FBI come check in on him, he's there, and he's not out being Ant-Man. Of course, for the last 2 years there was no contact with him or Hank Pym because he kind of stole the suit to go to that whole incident at the airport from Civil War. But yeah, so pretty much, which I think that was the best part, is that they actually get a big ant, and it acts as Scott Lang in the house. So it looks like he's still there because they leave the ankle bracelet on him still, on the ant. And man, like, it's pretty hilarious, man. The best thing about this movie was Michael Pena, his little jokes and everything. He has this story time where he's jumping back and forth, jumping from one scene to another, him telling a story. Of course, it's all him talking, so every time you see someone else talk in his little story, it's him, but of course it's their face. I'm kind of glad they only get one of those, where the first one he had two, I think, or three. I know he had two for sure, but maybe three, but all because the end credits, yeah, he had three. So that's nice. They got a return. There was a lot of good callbacks to that. He still steals the show, whenever he's on the screen. He's just a very likable guy. His voice, his acting, the way he delivers the lines, it's just it's the most fun you'll have in the whole movie. What else? So Hope is a badass pretty much now. She's the new Wasp. They do have, of course, conflict. They're fighting over this piece. They kind of get ratted out by this black market guy. There's a whole fight scene, just them trying to hide where they have their, the giant building that they have their work space in. And that's pretty much like the big thing to us while they're, that building is pretty much jumping back and forth between Hank Pym, between the black market guy, and also between Ghost. Which the big twist of Ghost is that, man, what's his name? Freaking Morpheus from the Matrix. His name is just eluding me right now, but he was an old partner with Hank Pym. He was Goliath, pretty much. You've seen that in the trailers and stuff. As far as the height, he gets impressed by Scott Lang's height, how big he got. And the big one, I think that probably the biggest twist in that is that he's actually been helping Ghost to try to help her and save her from her phantom phasing, where it was a side effect of an explosion from quantum realm. I don't know what you would call it. I guess it's a gateway, yeah, a portal for the quantum realm, it was an accident from another old colleague from Hank Pym, because Hank Pym, I mean, they alluded, oh, in the comics, yeah, he's a real asshole. He's an alcoholic. He beat Janet a few times. I mean, he's pretty bad. He's worse than Tony Stark, and he's one of the smartest guys around. So, yeah, man, it's in the comics he's a lot worse than what he is in the movies. Movies they allude to a little bit, but nothing too, no spousal abuse at least. Just that he's a real big, asshole pretty much to everyone else. So, it's not as bad as it could be from the comics. So he pretty much pushes everybody away. He stops being Ant-Man, and everything just goes away, and Shield goes away, and all that stuff. So, Goliath is, helping Ghost. He does have some morals still. He's tells him, it's like, hey, don't go after Scotland's kid. Just because you can. Don't kill. Don't do anything. We'll figure this out. We'll, get it. We just need the pieces. We need his lab. And for the most part, the bad guy, I mean, spoiler, yeah, of course, that's the whole point of this whole movie. Ghost does live, and Janet Van Dyne actually comes back. They do find her in the quantum realm. They bring her back. Hank Pym is the one that actually goes, and it's pretty good. It's pretty interesting what happens to her, because she pretty much gains these powers from being in there for so long. She says it's evolution. She says it's adaptation. It's a little bit of everything. So it makes sense, considering you see Ghost, adapting and evolving the, phasing powers. But granted, she's kind of deteriorating, so has weeks to live during this whole incident. So there's a real sense of urgency, to say the least, to save Janet, to save Ghost, to save everyone, and just to try to survive this black market, douchebag. But yeah, man, there's some really great scenes. You've seen most of them in the trailers. There are some scenes besides that, of course. What else? But yeah, so I mean, they saved the day. Everything happens how superheroes do, and it's fun. It's exciting. It's enjoyable. The big thing I will definitely spoil. If you don't want to hear it, I would recommend stopping now. But the end credits are a little dark. A lot darker than the rest of the movie, I would say for sure. So at the end of it all, Scott Lang, makes it back. He gets his ankle bracelet taken off, so he's free to go wherever he wants. He is still on probation. Hank Pym's trying to, work things out still with. His wife's back, so it's still really nothing to work out. It's just back together again, along with their daughter. They're working on the quantum realm more. They have Scott Lang go into the quantum realm to get some. I forget what it was, like some energy from there. And if you saw Infinity Wars, you know what happened to about half the population everywhere. Not just Earth, everywhere. And you kind of know those people turn to dust. And while Scott's in the quantum realm, as he's being ready to be teleported back out, Hank Pym, Janet, and Hope get turned to dust. And that kind of leaves Scott stuck in the quantum realm. Granted, it's not the smallest quantum realm, at least for as far as what it looked like. It looks like it's right before that part. So it's more of the crystal part, where the main quantum realm, where the smallest part, at least as far as what they've done so far, where Janet was it was more gooey and crystallized, where this is just like strictly crystallized. So it's like right before that jump into that next dimension. So it is different. But yeah, so Scott is kind of stuck there, and it's going to be interesting what happens, because at the end of the credits, there's also another scene. So that was the mid-credit scene, was the whole, dusting of the three Pyms and Scott being stuck in the quantum realm on a rooftop in the back of a van that has the quantum realm portal. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting how he gets out of that. Granted, of course, if everything is reversed at the end of Avengers 4, the three pimps will come back, and I would assume they would pull Scott back out, so that's how he would get out. But if it doesn't quite work that way, will there be a third Ant-Man? I don't think there's been any announcement for a third Ant-Man. He could still, of course, pop in to other movies. They had crossovers and stuff like that for, all the superheroes pretty much up to date. I think everyone's pretty much crossed over into another movie. Maybe except for, no, I guess Hawkeye, yeah, because Captain America, he was mostly just Avengers, but yeah, he was in Captain America, so, so everyone's pretty much crossed over into other people's movies, so we'll see what that leads. I don't know. Man, Phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe is going to be crazy. I really hope Fantastic Four come in. There's so much more to work with that. And, so at the very end credits, there is another scene, pretty much of San Francisco. It looks like they're in San Francisco. Pretty sure it's San Francisco, now that I think about it. And it's just quiet. You hear TV on like the colored bar beeping, just emergency broadcast, and you see this stupid giant ant that took Scott Lang's place in his house with the ankle bracelet, playing the drums, copying his routine. And it's like, oh, you guys are a bit of an asshole. Like, it's such a strange tone from when you go into, having the three pimps dusted, and you have that, like, they're trying to end it on a little bit of a, funny note, which, okay, it brought a little smile, but I'm like, could have just left it with the mid-credit scene. Didn't have to do the end-credit scene. Or maybe, someone walking up on the, teleporter. Just something, not just them, just not just that end credit scene. I really wish there was like a footstep to, come up to it. But I guess it looks like Ant-Man and the Wasp are not going to be taking part in Avengers 4. At least that's what it seems like. I'm sure they might get another one. They even have at the end, when they will return. It's like Ant-Man and the Wasp will return. They had the little question mark to it, so it's interesting to see what they're going to do with this. Especially what they do with third Ant-Man. I feel like they're just going to stick Ant-Man and Wasp to just like supporting roles, maybe more in Avengers movies. If they do Fantastic Four, I think that would be pretty cool. They throw them in there, so we'll see what happens to that. But overall, it's a great movie. Definitely see it if you like I said. If you liked if you liked the Ant-Man movie before, you'll love this one. Even if you just like any of the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, I think you'll like this one. It's pretty heartfelt and lighthearted every now and then, but also has a few good scenes where it get a little emotional. But until next time, guys. Later.